What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. I'm your boy Dante, along with my co-host, my old head debate partner, Jerry. What's happening, bro?
What's going on, G? You
Hey,
know
man,
what it is. Why
already
play
know,
like a champion when you can be a champion?
you know, another day, another dollar, brother. Of course, y'all see we missing one old head today. That boy catching flights with the wife, going to see the world. You know what I'm saying? You know how old heads do.
Making moves, rubbing shoulders with NBA all stars.
Right,
He doing
right.
it big.
Right. Seeing all kind of celebrities in the airport, but bro, you in the airport at, boy? That must be VIP section. We all can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but we got a lot to cover today, bro. Man, good to see you. We got a lot to go over. Some NFL stuff, of course. Of course, that cash talk last week, 3-0 again. Boy, I do this. We make money. I make money. I make y'all money on this cash talk. This is what I do. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
better get on board.
You
Get
already
on board.
know. But we'll get into some NFL. Of course, we'll get into a little bit of NBA as well. But you know, we in the South. You know where we start every week, bro, on Friday. College football. It's a religion down here. You already know what it is. A lot of games on tap, bro. But let's start. We got to start with the number one team. We ain't gave Oregon no love. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start there, bro. They had Illinois this week.
Illinois. You know
Hey,
how
are they for
G
real, bro? Or are they just, you know what I'm saying? Is it just one of, because to me, I had somebody last week told me, like, man, it's just a down year for college football. Is that
nah.
what it is? Or is it just this is the way of college football now? You know what I'm saying? So is Oregon for real?
We just said, man, it's Armageddon. It's just a new day in college football. G talked about it and alluded to it last week and the week before, actually. With the way people can move around, the powerhouses are no longer able to just load up and keep good players from other teams.
Second and third string is all 5 stars, right?
So it's moving around. And if we're gonna talk about Oregon, my thing was when they played Ohio State and G cracked me about it. You just picking the big school. Well, that's what we're used to in them type of games. You know what I'm saying? And until we see it, how could we? How could I just go with something else? I wasn't gonna pick Oregon over Ohio State when I've seen what Ohio State can do, but the playing field is being leveled all around college football, and
Right.
like you said, we just said a new day. So now in this game, yeah, I gotta go with the number one. I gotta say they real. They topped Ohio State. That was their biggest win, but that's big enough. You know,
Right.
Ohio State did fumble the bag, by messing up at the end of the game. But it is what it is. That's reality. That's what happened. So they got a dub. I gotta go. I gotta go with Oregon. Their playing style, whatever you want to call it. We know that they've upgraded the big boys up front on both sides. They might not be Alabama and Texas on in the trenches, but obviously they big enough. They were able to stay
Right.
neck and neck with Ohio State. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with that number one team, Oregon. I'm gonna say it's real until I see different.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. I'm more interested, honestly, in seeing Illinois and if they're for real or not. You know what I'm saying? I believe I'm with you. I believe in Oregon. I think Oregon is Oregon at this point. I think they've solidified themselves as a major program. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah,
they
yeah,
kind of reload, but they don't really, they'll be always be right there. You know what I'm saying? I think they're that caliber of program now. Maybe
yeah,
not on quite on the level of the Ohio State, Bama, Georgia,
yeah.
not there yet, but they're that next tier, you know what I'm saying, where they're going to always kind of be in the mix. They have enough athletes to compete every year, you know what I'm saying? So but Illinois, I haven't really seen them a lot. I think I've watched maybe 3/4 of Illinois football this year. So that's the part of it I'm really looking forward to see. Can they compete with a team
Yeah.
like Oregon? You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the question mark. Like, where are they? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're looking at that conference where you got them and who you talking about earlier, Indiana,
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the teams I'm kind of interested to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, are these teams for real, or is this just a scheduling thing where they ain't played nobody? You know what I'm saying?
Because they got three undefeateds at the top of their conference. You talking about
Right.
Indiana, Oregon, Penn State.
Right.
They're winning ball games. ESPN ain't giving them no shot. They got them at 8.6% chance to lose the game.
Right. Right. Right.
8.6 chance to win the game. So
Right.
they ain't
Right.
no shot. But we gotta get between the lines and
Exactly. You got to go
win.
prove it. You know what I'm saying? You got to go prove it. Speaking
And
of
and then us, human nature, we got to stop looking at Oregon as a surprise because the program has been coming
it's been
up for a
around a
while.
while. Right.
We've seen them, in the top 25, top 15. We've seen
Right.
them go all the way up to the top 10. We've seen it. Bo Nix had them boys humming for a couple of years.
Right.
So we got to learn how to accept what we got and
Right. Right.
not look down upon these teams that just not in our eyes believable. Down here in the South, we believe in SEC
Right.
first and
Right.
foremost. But teams like Oregon, they actually built a program. They're like the Gonzaga. You know what I'm saying? They're like the
Right.
Gonzaga of
Right.
college football.
Right.
Is what we have in Oregon. So we just got to stop. We just got to get to the point. We got to believe it, and we got to watch it. We got to put some eyeballs on them. So
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm gonna put some eyeballs on this game.
I agree. I agree. And another one I know we both probably gonna have some eyeballs on that Texas A&M LSU. Let's get a little closer to home. You know what I'm saying? This one, I'm interested too. It's a good game for me. I know a lot of people were saying it's not a really big football weekend, but to me, it's some interesting matchups this week. That I
Right.
want to see this one too. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what either one of these teams is just yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know LSU's defense has been getting better, a little bit better week by week. The QB seems to be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Texas A&M, I'm not sure about them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? I think they're pretty good, but this is a game where they can kind of show me. You know what I'm saying? What you looking forward to?
Yeah. They take. They both teams are getting some decent wins, some quality wins. LSU, like you said, their defense, their offense is coming along. My brother-in-law, well, I guess, and my sister for that matter, she was adopted into the LSU family when she got married. So he always, when I ask him about the game, he always says the defense is going to do what it does, and the offense will give us a chance to lose. but but, but we'll see what they got this year. The biggest thing that I always go to, and I ask the question, I'm always throwing out, who do you trust in the coaching situation? And that has been the thing that people I guess we'll always talk about with LSU as long as he's there coaching. So um, I'm gonna go with LSU because when I've actually watched them play, the defense is impressive. The defense is impressive. So I'm gonna go with LSU. I don't, but I can see Texas A&M winning just because it is what it is. We're not considering anybody a power in that matchup. So I'm gonna go with LSU though.
Man, it's a tough one for me. It really is, man. I don't know much about the coach of Texas A&M, but I know I don't like Brian Kelly. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't like him as a coach. You know what I'm saying? I know what he did at Notre Dame, but we know what that Notre Dame situation is. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's a great coach, bro. I just don't. I think he's got a name. You know what I'm saying? Name recognition that's gotten him over this far. You know what I'm saying? I think he's underachieved at LSU so far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially when you consider the talent that they continue to draw just
Right.
because they're LSU. So that's gonna always be the big question. Can he handle it in the SEC? He's faring all right now
Right.
with with the 1L.
Right.
Uh, but can he put it all together? Can he put it all together on both sides of the ball for this week?
Right. Yeah. So I'm looking because anyway, LSU has a seventh strength of schedule, seven in strength of schedule. Texas A&M is 13. So they right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take Texas A&M though. Like I said, I just don't trust Brian Kelly in these situations. I think he's one who can't handle prosperity. He's gonna find a way to lose this game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how, and his coaching would have something to do with it. Watch what I tell you. He's gonna find a way to lose this game. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, but he will find a way.
Well,
Now,
see, that's what we were thinking. We were thinking that last week. And by the way, ESPN has Texas A&M winning the game. Um,
I'm with him. I'm with him.
we thought, we thought he was gonna find a way to lose Ole Miss and against Arkansas. He beat the
Ole
shit out
Miss
of
found a way to
Arkansas.
lose.
Yeah.
That's again another coach just like that, Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. And that's
finding, finding ways to lose with talent. You know what I'm saying?
that the Kiffin thing is still mind-boggling to me. They are throwing the ball around, which is what we're used to with him. But to see him at the beginning of the year, he was trying to be more balanced, and it just it to me it seemed like his play calling wasn't what we were used to because he was trying to. I guess he's just trying to beef up on the run to be a more balanced squad, but it just was off to me. And in that Ole Miss game, it reared its head because they weren't able to finish because he started going back in his old bag, his Kiffin bag, and it was what I'm saying, and it wasn't there. I thought he just didn't trust his quarterback, but obviously he does. His quarterback, got all the yards passing, so
Right.
that was definitely a weird game to me. But he
Yeah.
squeaked it out. Kelly squeaked it out.
Yeah, he did. But speaking of weird though, these these service academies, bro. Being in the top 25, Army and Navy, bro. And Navy facing Notre Dame this week, man. You know what? I want an early Christmas present, bro. I want Navy to win this game so bad, bro.
So bad.
That I'm gonna watch this game. Never, ever, ever would I watch Navy play football ever, unless it's the Army Navy game. Maybe sometimes I'll check in on that just because for the pageantry of it all or whatever. But to really watch them play and be rooting for them to win a football game, hoping this is the one, Chief. I want them to beat Notre Dame so bad.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. And we mentioned it before we got on, man. I just I just can't. They seem like they seem like the team. I'm gonna use this word, and I think it fits them perfectly as far as their program and their history and the whole thing. They privilege. You know what I'm saying? The way they've curated their program and been independent for so long or
Right.
whatnot, and who they had the TV deal for the longest with. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm with you. I'm gonna pull against them this week.
Black coach notwithstanding, I hate to
I
root
know.
against the black coach.
Oh,
Dang.
they was ready to get rid of him. They was ready to
Right,
get rid of him last
right,
year. So
right.
fuck
So I'm like, damn, man. That's why I'm a little torn about it because I do want him to be successful. I like for the young black coaches to be successful, but damn, I hate Notre Dame. It's just the way like you say, the way they have it set up where almost every year until they lose two games, you have to talk about them being ranked in the top 10 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
because of name recognition and so many people in the media went to Notre Dame and the whole deal, man, it gets on my nerves, bro. I am rooting for Navy this week, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just have to put a disclaimer on it. We just have to say the coach notwithstanding. We just
Notwithstanding, we room for you,
throw
brother.
that on.
We really are room for you to do well, brother. But damn, you picked the wrong program. Well, they picked you, so I guess that's a good thing. But hey, let's bring it on home. Of course, your boy Greg ain't here to defend him. Let's talk about that damn Crimson Tide rolling out, the tide that's going out.
Anchor down, anchor down,
Like you
anchor
said,
down.
let's ask the same question again. Can they bounce back this week?
3 in a row, 3 weeks in a row. A bounce back game for
Same
Alabama.
damn question again.
Well, it looks like the football guys have shined on them, and I'll let you get into it since you made the
Yeah,
discovery before we
starting
got on.
quarterback probably gonna be down, wide receiver, running back. So yeah, they might have caught him at the right time.
Yeah, yeah. So they may have lucked up. Bama still has the same problems, that's been getting their ass tore up all year. It's the defense, it's the non-disciplined players on the defense, um, the ridiculous coaching job, you know, uh, having the quarterback throw the ball 50 damn times in a game.
Right,
So
right.
the DeBoer, I call him the boo boo, because he's just not shown the enough patience to play SEC football.
Right,
Can he correct those mistakes? He better.
right.
He better correct those particular mistakes and do something about that secondary. The thing I look at it, especially with us being San Francisco fans and our secondary struggling for the last couple of years. But if you can't cover, at least hit. You know what I'm saying? We saw our fucking secondary and our linebackers, for that matter, allow Patrick Mahomes to get to the sideline, pretend like he's gonna go out or whatever, and keep going. We're like, it's if you can't cover and we can't as San Francisco fans, and Bama can't, Bama hadn't been able to cover for some years. Hit somebody, tackle, at least tackle well. So
Right, right.
until they start doing that, man, until they get the back end of the defense, I'm gonna count Bama out until I see it change. So I'm
Yeah.
against Bama. I'm always against Bama. I can't pick. I'm not gonna pick them this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it. So I'm gonna go Missouri
Ooh. If they
with the
if they
hurt
had
players.
their
I'm gonna go
if they had
Missouri.
their full complement, I probably would pick them too. But without the start, especially the starting QB, that's the one for me. That's yeah, Bama. This will probably get Bama by. You know what I'm saying? Probably about 10, 14 points because I don't think Missouri will be able to generate any kind of offense. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not a Bama hater. Like I said, it's Bama fans that get on my nerves. The Bama itself, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
So
I'm
so
I'm not
Bama
mad. I'm not mad to see him struggling though, because
Bama,
it gets
Bama got
real quiet in all my feeds when they struggling.
so Bama got a chance to make Missouri look like who was that Oklahoma that couldn't get no offense going against
Right,
Texas.
right,
Got
exactly.
do them boy bad like that without the
And
QB.
if they don't, that's gonna tell me a whole lot about this Bama team. If
Yeah.
they can't shut down Missouri with the starting QB out, starting running back, one of the starting wide receivers, yeah,
But
the
they
Pac-12
need
shit, that DeBoer trying to do that shit will not work in the SEC.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If he if he's not going to make the adjustment to be patient and run the ball, especially when you have a running quarterback,
Right, and stay with it.
then then we can expect them to get another L somewhere. This one is not likely this week, but I'm gonna pick against them anyway because they've been that they've been that poor. They're not the Alabama that we used to seeing for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. And to me, ain't no way you can't bounce back against this team that's missing all their players. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, you may win, but to me, that's not a bounce back. We'll see what they do the next week versus LSU. You know what I'm saying? Because really, they don't have much left to try to get into the playoff, and that's really the prism that I'm looking at it through. Can they still make it? Which is what all these Bama fans expected when this year started. Oh, we can make the 12. We'll definitely be in the 12. You sure?
You
Sure.
one game being out of it for
Well,
sure.
really, they one game away, bro, because they got this one, then they got LSU, Mercer, Oklahoma, and Auburn. So really, they get a mulligan for real because this one would have been a tough one. So really, they only have one tough one left, and that's going to LSU for real. You know what I'm saying? So, but then again, with this Bama team, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe Auburn is a tough game now. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It's always a different game. That's
That's
yes,
what I'm
that's one.
saying, right? Maybe Oklahoma against this Alabama team, maybe it's not such a mismatch, even though it looks like it on paper right now. But we'll see, man. Like I said, my feed is mighty quiet though this year, and I'm happy about it. I had to deal with all that bullshit in my feed. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not talking all that shit this year.
I'm on a text stream. with the brotherhood. That's, some cats I grew up with and cats went to college with. Just, friendship,
Right.
is basically family. My boy Will, Jamar, Amp, Ernest, Rick, all of my boy Eli, they all Bama fans. G on the check, they all Bama fans. It's been quiet. It's been
Right.
quiet.
Quiet, dog. Nice and quiet. But speaking of quiets, Wemby's start to this season was mighty quiet. Let's delve into some of this NBA first impressions, bro. We'll start with your boys, man, because they look mighty damn impressive after 2 games, brother.
Champagning and campaigning. That's what we do. Champagning and campaigning. The champions, we the champions until you knock us off. The offense is set. We are going to shoot tray balls,
All day long.
tested tray balls. We're
Right.
going to switch everything on defense.
Yep.
And unless you catch us on a bad night, because you're not going to catch us with no lockup teams, because that just ain't in the NBA's DNA no more.
I was just about to say, man, everything you just said, you can just put that on 30 or 32 teams, and that's basketball now. That's basketball. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to have to catch us on an off night or catch us with 2 or 3 injured players in order to beat us. I like the balance that we've shown in these first 2 games, but it's really just running the offense. That 5 out has got everybody fucked up because we got 5 cats that can actually put it in the hole from deep if you leave somebody open. We're swinging the ball. We're sharing the ball. Like I said, on defense, all we're doing, it's not like we're stopping people because in the opener, we were giving up layups left and right to Brunson, but we didn't allow Brunson to really get his mid-range game going. So that was part of the game plan, is to knock them off the 3 ball, make us tough, make his middies tough. And then he just didn't have any help. He didn't have any help from the new pieces. Cat didn't play well. Cat, I said it. Cat's not good. Cat is a good addition on paper for them because of his skill set, but the dude is he's just not a tough cat, man. So I think that's gonna get harder for them. But as far as us, it's just the offense. The offense clicking. We got Jason Tatum with a big chip on his shoulder, trying to prove something. Jaylen Brown has come into his own as the leader of this team, and it looks good. We got perfect. The thing is, we have perfect pieces, and when KP comes back, we'll have our full complement.
I was just about to say that. Everything on the Celtics team right now just fits what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I give them props on that. The way that they've built that team, like I said, Derek White, even the little Pritchett coming off the bench. It's just they're built to play the way that they're playing. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be hard to beat them. I admit that. It will be hard to beat them. Do I think they're a cakewalk to another title? I don't. But I will say they're going to definitely put up some resistance to anybody trying to take it from them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to play well to beat them. You know what I'm saying? In a series. You're going to have to shoot the ball extremely well and defend the 3 extremely well to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Game. You know what I'm saying? And if they make 20 of them, you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? That's just pretty much what it is. Or you got to make 23. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is with them. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as Wemby and my Spurs, man, I'm hoping it was just the first game because he only played like, I think, 28 minutes, 27 months. But in those minutes, I didn't, other than the one up and under move that he did, that he got on the post and did, I didn't see the dude I thought I was going to see. You know what I'm saying? With all the talking he was doing about working on his game, he stayed in San Antonio, went back to San Antonio after the Olympics or whatnot. I don't want to see this 2-guard version of Wemby all year, man. I just don't, dog. I don't want to see that again. Pulling up on the break for 3 all the time. I don't want to see that, bro. If he's going to do that, he's never going to be the best version of himself. I'm just hoping that maybe that was just the first game, getting it out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Trying a little too hard. You know what I'm saying? You know, it happens when you're young. You know what I'm saying? But
the question that I still have is, what is Pop doing? Like, so okay, so you made up your mind to start Chris Paul.
Right.
Okay. Chris Paul's skill set is perfect to put along Wemby, but if Chris is not going to play the way I think they should, I think they need to speed it up because they don't play defense well enough to come in and run that half court set that, Chris Paul like to play, because you're going to need points. So I think they need to speed up the offense, try to get some easy buckets in transition, although that's going to put more wear and tear on Paul, and that's why he's taking his time,
Right,
to be more
right.
effective in half court set. But the biggest thing, though, other than I don't know what Pop is doing with the substitution and the starters, and he didn't play the cat from oh man, number 5, I can't think of his name. Golly, from UConn. Man, I can't think of his name, but he didn't play him a whole lot. He gave him all the garbage minutes once they decided it was certain that they were gonna lose.
Right.
But they don't have enough shooting.
Castle.
Hassel. Yeah, they don't have enough. They don't have enough shooting
Yes, the
right now.
Stephon Castle or Stephen Castle. Yeah.
Yeah, he like the dude can play. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be on the floor in order to get his game off, because he's truly a leader, a bucket getter on the court. But Pop is not using him like that, and until they get some shooting, that's why Wemby, I
Yeah.
think, is
Yeah,
he
they don't
shot
have enough scoring. Yeah.
8, 9 threes or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
that's too many.
one for 8,
Yeah,
5,
that's too many.
19. It's too many, dog. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shooting. I know that's the way the game is played now, and I try to wrap my mind around it. You know what I'm saying? But I just think a dude, he's 7'4", 7'5". Like, dude, just get on the
Yeah.
board, dude. You're gonna make the defense have to do something. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what it is yet because you don't spend enough time down there. How would they try to guard you? You know what I'm saying?
Like I told you last night, he needs to, what he did in the Olympics, the way he played in the Olympics would be perfect for the NBA, because
right.
he took advantage of his size. He had some post to post passing going on in his game, the midi, the turnaround. He used all that effectively in the Olympics. So I
Right.
think he needs to transfer that here, and I think they could play better. But they still gonna need some shooting. They got to get some shooting
Yeah, I
somewhere.
agree, man. I'll be watching tomorrow when they play Houston, when they play the Rockets, man, because got an advantage over Sengun. He ain't tall enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays tomorrow, man. But the other takeaway from me, everybody kind of, I'm not sure what to make of the Timberwolves yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if this is going to work for them. You know what I'm saying? And they did pull it out last night versus the Kings. So I did go back and watch that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know about this marriage with him and Julius Randle. Even though Randle played very well last night, though, I will give him credit for that. I didn't think it would work, but he did play well last night. But over the long haul, I'm not sure they're a better team than they were last year, though.
Well, they gotta speed up the learning curve on playing together.
Yeah.
Uh, Randall Randall does some of the same things as Cat as far as expanding his game out to 3, but of course he's not as proficient as Cat.
Right.
And his inside game stops the ball.
I was just about to say that
So,
he's more of a ball stopper than Cat is.
yeah. So they gotta get that part figured out, because they're gonna need 20 points from Randall. They're gonna need 20 plus from
Every
Randall
night. Every
every night to win some games. So they got to figure out, the coaching has to figure out how to get that. And then you mentioned it when we talked about it the other night, is Randall going to play enough defense, because Minnesota was one of the top defensive teams in the league last year.
right. Right.
Is he going to mess that up early on? It looks like he is going to mess that up. So until he gets it in his mind, or if they figure out a substitution pattern that helps, them on the defensive end, yeah, they may fall out of that top. It's likely they can fall out of that top 5 if they don't get it together soon. Because you got some other teams that are coming up, because you got Memphis back. They
Right.
looking impressive. They're playing well together.
Yeah, I can
Z
watch them.
Big
I didn't get to catch them the other night. I want to
Big
see.
ZD didn't play well. Big ZD he didn't play well first
They were,
game. He was off. He fouled out and everything. He was awful.
wow.
But I'm gonna tell you what you can accredit it to. You can accredit it to him being the number 1 option in college, and now he may be the 5th option. He may
Right.
be the 6th option as
Right.
far as getting touches. So until they learn how to, implement him into the offense, and they start using him, and he's going to struggle because he's used to getting the ball on offense, and that's going to probably take some wind out of his sails on defense.
Right.
Because that's really why they got him. His size, they're gonna need that. But I think it'll get better once they learn how to use them. And all you gotta do is give it to him. He's bigger than everybody on the fucking court. So
Right.
you
Right.
know, you're just steadily trying to get downhill, you're gonna miss out on what that big man can do and how he can help their team. But he was awful in his first game. But that's a team that's back. Um, talk about your boy Clay. Talk about your boy.
Hey, hey, man, you gotta give him his props, bro. You know what I'm saying? He shot the ball well. You know what I'm saying? Especially after what he looked like previously in preseason, he shot the ball very well. And you were right about that. Those open shots he got, just knock them down. You know what I'm saying?
That man,
Can he do it all year?
he's gonna have to because the defensive side of the ball is not something Dallas is interested in at all. They just got too many players that can't play defense
Right.
in the lineup. So yeah, I told you he was gonna be he was gonna have open shots like KD did when he was with the Warriors. Because you got Kyrie creating space for him, you got Luka creating space for him, you got some slashers. He caught the ball. He was able to set the ball, set his feet,
Right.
take a dribble, and
Right.
shoot a three. So and then he was getting it in. He was getting open shots everywhere. So
That's
that's always
right.
good for a shooter that you can see the basket that open on several places on the court. That's always gonna help you. That just means wherever you catch it, you can let it go. So that's exactly what happened, and that's what they're gonna need. So they're gonna be trying to outscore people too, but they don't scare me and my Celtics because they don't play defense.
Yeah, I mean they started to play it a bit last year, but towards the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? That some of those young guys lively and some of them helped the defense a little bit. But I agree with you. They're going to be an offensive team, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
looking at what they have on offense with Kyrie and Luka, it's going to rotate around that. And now Clay shooting those threes, they're going to try to outscore people. You know what I'm saying? Of course, J Kidd will try to get them to play as much defense as possible. But yeah, that's going to be an offensive led team, you know what I'm saying? Now, for me, another surprise was Denver looked oh,
Not enough points. Not
yeah,
enough.
yeah, not enough on that bench, dog. It's the same issue they had last year, as far as I'm concerned, bro. That bench, and then your boy Brown or whatever his name is, he won't even shoot the three.
He can't buy a bucket.
Right.
Be
I'm like, they got issues, dog. And then
it.
Russ is part of your bench now. They got issues, dog.
Yeah, yeah. They looked awful.
OKC
They,
looked pretty good.
oh yeah, yeah. OKC is nice, and they don't even have their starting center. I think
Right.
once they get what is it, Hardenstein, once they get him back, I think with uh man, I can't, his name is slipping my mind. The big skinny white boy.
Boy, you just took it out my
Anyway, with
yeah.
him at the
Dead.
four, that's his position.
Dead Holmgren.
Yeah, yeah, Holgram. That's his position. If he's at the four, they're much different looking team. So when they get him back, they're gonna be even more formidable.
Right.
Shy looks like he's picked up exactly where he left off.
Right.
They got
Right.
everything they wanted against Denver.
Yeah,
Denver was
they didn't even have Jalen Williams or your boy, like you said, Hardenstein. So their size was missing. And they still handled Denver. You know what I'm saying? When I was watching that game, I didn't even feel like it was close at any point for real. I mean, it got close for a second. You know what I'm saying? But
they
I
better go get Brucey B. They better go try to pick up
right,
Brucey
right,
B.
right. Yeah, they don't have enough on that bench, man. They just don't, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as out for a little further out west, them Lakers, they looked competent. I'll give them that. They looked competent. You know what I'm saying? Like at least they seem like they know how it fits together now. So I do think that will make them a better team this year because they look, like I said, they look like they, after a year of gelling a little bit, they look like they know how to play together now. So they could be, one of those 4 through 8 kind of teams. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on looking at them. You know what I'm saying?
They went to AD. So I
Right.
think if that's going to be the game plan to get AD to rock and AD finally take the reins on this team, then I'll give him some credit. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is way long in the tooth. He didn't have to do much in that game. He
Right.
played his normal LeBron, style of play. I'm interested to see. So what I've been saying for the Lakers for the last few years is that if LeBron is their best player, it's going to be hard for them to compete, and because his style of play doesn't impact winning as much as it used to, in my opinion. But
Right.
if you're going to make AD finally be the lead, and if he can stay healthy, and he's going to be motivated on the defensive end with with the picking up the responsibilities of being the guy, then maybe that'll add some balance, and maybe what Bron adds to that is what they need to look like with Bron playing more off the ball.
Right.
They still got to get to that point, I think. So they look good. I went back. I didn't watch the game live. I was protesting.
When we'll get to that in just a moment.
But I went back and just kind of watched what JJ was trying to run out there, and they force fed AD. AD was leading everything out there. So we'll see.
Yeah.
That's a new look. That's a
Yeah, I
wrinkle.
think that gives them the best shot to go deep. LeBron has to be fresh at the end. You can't depend on him for the 82 to be the best player. I'm with you on that. If that's the case, they won't win anything.
Yeah.
But if AD can be the best player for the 82 and LeBron can really conserve his energy and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, play 60, 65 games, but play kind of at half speed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I'm not saying he playing at half speed, but you know what I'm saying. Kind of conserve that energy, you know what I'm saying? Where he kind of playing at 75% for the year and then kick it into overdrive for the playoff run. I think they're like I said, they'll have a shot that way. You know what I'm saying? Because they have with AD as the best player playing that way, and then LeBron, a healthy, fresh LeBron at the end of the season, you have to give them a chance because they got two of the best 10 players. You know what I'm saying? So you have anytime you have that, you got a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So and the last thing I say is that they have to figure out how to motivate Reeves and also D'Angelo on defense because they're turnstiles. You can't let AD can't be the cover man all season and remain healthy. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Because
so his rotation,
he won
he got
all
to
the ball
figure
away
out
from being out.
right. He got to figure out Reda got to figure out the defensive rotations. But I was surprised that AD finally looked like he's going to be the leader of the team. I was surprised to see that in the first game.
Right.
I can tell you, team, I was disappointed in. I was disappointed in Miami. I don't know. Is Jimmy Butler politicking?
Man.
Because he was awful. He was ass in game one.
Yes, he
It
was.
looked bad. It looked bad. Orlando ran circles around them. My boy
Yeah,
Bench
they did. They did.
ran circles around him. He looked real good, formidable. He got whatever he wanted in that game, and Jimmy Butler played like he didn't give a damn. It wasn't that he just couldn't make shots. He wasn't making Jimmy Butler efforts on the court, is what I saw. So I don't know if he's politicking. It was, and what's crazy is it was Pat Riley night because they named it the gym after him or the floor
Right.
after him, you want to call it, and they lost that game. I know Pat Riley takes that type of shit personal. You know what I'm saying? He expect a win on that night. If it's for him. So was Jimmy politicking, trying to show his displeasure and not getting the deal done, and is he disgruntled? He didn't come in with the goofy hair shit this year. You
Right.
know,
Right.
you know how he gets now. He
Yeah.
gets like this with a team. He wears on his welcome. So
Right.
maybe I'm thinking. To me, it looked like the beginning of that. It looked like the beginning of the end, and Jimmy about to be gone. That's what it looked like to me.
It could be, man. I guess for me at some point, I know the whole heat culture thing, you know what I'm saying, can take you so far, but at some point you need an injection of talent, bro. You know what I'm saying? At some point, Jimmy's getting older. And I'm not saying they don't have some talent, but I don't think they have enough to really
Yeah.
compete for a title this year. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I don't know what to make of them either. You know what I'm saying? The coach, like I said, culture can only take you so far. You know what I'm saying? When I look at that squad with Hero and Rozier, and you talk about defense, you know what I'm saying, or lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? I I don't see it either, especially after watching. I know you can't go by one game, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like you, that was bad though, bro.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. It don't even
Jimmy
look
got
like Miami Heat right here. You know what I'm saying? You normally with Miami, you know you're gonna get that tough nose defense. You know what I'm saying?
Because I put them in my top four.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They were my fourth. They were my fourth team. So I was, I was sadly mistaken. If that's how they're gonna do it all year, then nah, they won't. They won't be a top. But a team that will be are the Bucks. The Bucks are gonna be there. The Bucks are gonna be there. I know y'all be. I know y'all down on my boy Dame. I know it. But Dame had his regular regimen in the off season. He in shape. I'm telling you, man, the Bucks is the only team I think that can beat my Celtics. The only team. Ain't nobody else gonna be able to do it.
Uh, I'm always down with a 1-2 punch of great players. You know what I'm saying? Like I just said about the Lakers, that's gonna always give you a shot. Healthy, when you got two of the top, I don't know what Dame you want to put him in top 25 or whatever, but they got two of the top players, and Giannis is still to me top 5. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that combination, yeah, you're gonna have a shot. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't count them out, but they just don't seem like the same defensive team to me. I didn't think their defense would get that bad with one move. You know what I'm saying? That was their calling card before. You know what I'm saying?
Dame does. I gotta get some charge. But Dame does do that to your defense, man. He's a turnstile.
It's like, man, you really, and they still gave up 109 to a Sixers team without Embiid and Paul George. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, what to make of it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm a hold judgment right now. I still think they are top 3 in the East. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that they have Greek still and they have Dame. So when you got talent like that as your 1-2 punch, you're always gonna be in it. But
right.
That defense worries me, you know what I'm saying? And just really for me, Dame staying healthy at this point and Giannis being healthy at this point is starting to worry me too. You know what I'm saying? Can they stay healthy?
He hitting the floor a lot. I saw. I was paying attention to that. He hitting the floor like AI and D Wade. That's too much. That's almost 250 coming down.
Right.
I'm feeding 250 coming down. Like you gotta.
Right. He getting up there now where all that crashing to the floor. You got to find a way not to do that so much. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to find a jump shot, bro. At some point, you got to find it. And see, this is where I get mad at these players nowadays, bruh. You know that's your weakness and the one thing that keeps you from being unstoppable. Why don't you have a jump shot yet?
He works on it, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't agree with Gilbert Arenas a lot. I try not to, but he made a point in one of his videos I saw a while back where he's talking about how cats practice now, and they practice in there with the trainer, and they just practicing the shot. But if you're not practicing that shot, game speed,
right,
with hand in your face or whatever, if you're not doing that until you get to practice, then it's hard to develop the confidence in it to do it in a game. And that is the thing that holds him back. He'll do it, but he's got a hezzy move he likes to use with it and all of that. Like, you don't need all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just practice dribbling up and shooting in somebody's face at full speed. Do it over and over repetition until you get that confidence. But he hadn't been able to allow it to translate. He'll take them every now and again, but it's not every game that he'll take them. But he'll take them every now and again. But he won't have the confidence until he does it the right way.
Because he just got that, bro. It would elevate him so much, bro. With just getting towards 35% on the threes. You know what I'm saying? Would make a tremendous difference for him, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not a professional basketball player. I'm just a fan. But as a fan looking at it, bro, I'm like, it seems like an obvious thing, bro. Like, hey, all this dude needs a jump shot.
Yeah,
He's gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah, well, and now the last team that I would probably give some love to, I'm not going to talk about my Rockets just yet. They are my Rockets. But Phoenix Suns, they got a dub.
They did.
It was a struggle bus dub. I don't like that team, man.
I don't either.
People got high hopes for them. It's just the makeup of the team, man. They're not doing nothing with that, man. They're not doing nothing with that. That's just not the right 3-headed monster. It didn't work last year. You can blame it on the injuries. Okay, everybody's healthy this year, and it looked just as awkward, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a bad matchup. They tried to recreate what the Nets did with Kyrie, James Harden, and Durant, and they blew it. They
Yep.
blew it. They
Yep. I
blew it.
agree. Yeah, I agree. That team, to me, they still play the same way. You know what I'm saying? Kind of your turn, my turn kind of deal. You know, don't really they got a point guard now, but it don't seem like you want to let him be the point guard. You know what I'm saying? So
And
it's
no
kind of
defense still. And
yeah,
still no defense.
yeah. So I'm not sure what they doing either, man. I'm not sure it's going to translate to. It's definitely not going to translate to a title. Like I said,
No.
one of those teams from 5 to 10. You know, they could be anywhere from 5 to 8. I'll say 5 to 8. I think they're good enough with the talent if they're healthy to avoid the play in probably, but in that 5 to 8 range, you know what I'm saying? That's where they'll probably end up. But before we change that, I'm gonna give you two surprise teams I think to look out for, bro.
Okay.
Golden State's gonna be better than people think.
Oh no.
Watch what I tell you. So remember on this date, on October 25th, that I told you that Golden State will be better than people think.
No size.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers.
But Cleveland. I can't. I refuse to speak on the Warriors because they got to build something there. Wiggins' mind is not right.
But see, that's why I think they're going to be better than people think. I think his mind is right this year. That's why I think they're
Okay.
better.
Okay. If his mind is right, you're right. They will be better. But they got Buddy Hield. He don't play no defense. He can shoot now, but he don't play no defense. So you what is it? Adding by subtracting. So I don't see how they can keep Clay's presence on offense, but Buddy Hield is terrible on defense. So that's a major that's more ground that Draymond Green at this age and this point of his career has to make up for. He can't cover for everybody damn
Yeah,
body
I agree. That's the only issue I have with their squad, like you said, is the size.
and size, right?
That's the biggest issue that I have with them. But I think they're going to be better than people think. I think Kaminga, and I like the boy Jackson that they have. I forget his last name is Jackson Davis. I do
Jackson,
like
they better than a play-in team this
they
year.
are. They will be this year. They will be better
Okay.
than the playing team this year.
Okay.
I'm calling that now. They will not be that team sitting there at 9 and 10 this year. They won't be down there this year. I think they get in the top five, five,
Okay.
six. Yeah, I think they'll be 5, 6.
Okay. We'll see.
We shall see. But you know what time it is, bro. Cash talk. Cash talk. 3-0 last week on that cash talk. Gonna try to go 3-0 for y'all again this week. You know this is what I do. Of course, we always give the disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. Only spend money you can afford to spend and lose. That being said, though, your boy is hot. I'm up to about 75% on the year. This is what I do.
In the
You
money.
already know, bro. You already know.
Money.
And for the first one, even though Tua will be returning, I almost changed this one when they announced it, but I'm still going with the Cardinals plus 4.5 points. I think the Cardinals could win this game outright, personally. The Dolphins, I'm just not impressed, bro. I think this is one of those seasons where you had expectations coming in, but stuff starts to go wrong, and you can just see it kind of going downhill. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they are right to ship. And I think the Cardinals are, even though Kyler gets on my last nerves with the way he plays sometimes, I think
I
they have
can't.
enough to beat the Dolphins. So I'm
Yeah.
taking those 4.5 points.
I'm with you. The Dolphins got too much going on. Tua returning, his brain got to catch up to playing speed. Body got to catch up to playing speed.
Right.
You got Tyreek. Tyreek no pullout game. Hill.
And every
He's out.
time he take one of those hits, bro, you know he got to be thinking more and more about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what anybody says, bro.
Yeah. He's in a tough situation, but he's choosing it. So
He
you
is.
know, I just hope that man don't end up a fatality, but we'll see. But Tyreek Hill is out here sending love notes to the Chiefs and sending
Right.
out smoke signals saying, "Come get him."
Right.
Got to the defense is completely ass. They still don't utilize their run game enough.
Right.
Uh, I've been called them a gimmick team. I've called their coach too much of a gimmick coach. He's like to me, he's like all of Kyle Shanahan's
Not the substance.
science plays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All
Right.
scientific
It's
plays.
like he took those plays at the way at the end of the playbook, and that's his main
That's
play.
his whole bag. Yeah, that's his
Right.
whole bag out there in Miami. And you just can't you can't sustain that, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't sustain like
Seems
that. So
like those dudes that always wants to prove I'm the smartest dude in the
yeah,
room. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And he too buddy with the players. That don't never work. That don't work. I'm sorry, that don't work in the NFL, boss. So I'm with you. Although I'm like you, I'm not a fan of Kyler Murray, my goodness. But he was good enough to beat us. He should be good enough to
Right.
beat.
And they good and they can run the ball. That's what I'm banking on, that they will
Right,
run the
right,
ball against the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying?
right. What's your boy name? Connor? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Connor?
Honor. Yeah, I think Benson is the backup from Florida State. So they should be able to run the ball against Miami.
Yeah.
Ravens -7 and versus the Browns. To me, this one's as simple as I don't think the Browns will be able to score much. I think Jameis is starting this week, which and see, I'm kind of in a weird space. I want Jameis to do well. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Being from Florida State, being from here, you know what I'm saying? I like to see him do well, but I just think this sets up bad for Cleveland. Their defense, like we talked about earlier, isn't playing as well as it played last year. This to me looks like it could be a blowout on the board for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even though it's a
The Ravens,
division game,
the Ravens are sticking to
the
the
formula.
game plan.
Yep.
The ball off, run the ball effectively, and in the
Even though
fourth
they
quarter,
forget at times. You know what I'm saying?
and in the fourth quarter, run that bitch some more.
Exactly.
That formula is working. The front side of the defense is starting to catch up. That back end still toast, in my opinion.
Right.
Uh,
Another reason
um,
I picked this game, I don't think Cleveland can exploit it with the Webb Judy and Elijah.
right, right.
I don't think they can exploit it.
And then when it comes to Jameson, I said this when he first went to the Saints. Jameis is a backup quarterback. He's a backup NFL quarterback. He's not a starter anymore. He's not. He's just not. You can depend on him to get you some games, but he also gonna throw that thing away. So to me, that makes you a backup quarterback. That's just what he is now. So I don't expect him to uplift this team. Uh, you mentioned it being a division game, so
Yeah, I respect that. I guess my only retort to it would be I'm glad he's
I'm
getting
saying he didn't have a chance.
no, I'm glad he's getting his second act this time to try to prove it that he can make better decisions on the football field. Because to me, that's the only issue with him. When he was in Tampa, that boy put up 5,000 yards, threw for like 35, 40 touchdowns. So the talent was there. It's the decision making that always got him in trouble. So being 30 now, having time to kind of process it from the bench, can he have a resurgence in the second? And maybe that's the Alabama part of me, the Birmingham part of me, wanting to see him do well, hoping that he can, you know what I'm saying, find something and find a job as a starter. I'm kind of with you. I'm leaning towards you. You know what I'm saying? That maybe it's not in the bag for him to be a starting NFL quarterback. But that part of me that's a Florida State fan wants to see him get a shot. And I'm glad I hate the way it happened because I don't ever want to see anybody injured. But I am glad to see him get a shot to see can he do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even
I
though they
get, I,
will lose this game by more than 7 points.
I get it. Get the points.
Right.
I get it. I get it. But I'm gonna tell you this: if the Browns can get it together on defense and return the form,
Right.
then all they need Jameis to be is your boy out there in Seattle.
Right. Right.
That's all they would need.
And if Chubb comes back to form and they can get a running
Right,
game
right,
going,
right.
he can get
Chubb's
a play
the
action
key
game going. You know what I'm saying? Because in Tampa, that's one thing he never had was a run
was
game.
yeah. You're
So,
right.
so I'm looking forward to seeing with Chubb. Hopefully, Chubb works his way back to being really healthy and what he was before, and hopefully James can do well. But as far as this pick for this week, Take the Ravens minus the 7. They will cover that. The last one is kind of interesting because I don't know what the QB situation is, but I'm kind of I was leaning this way anyway, you know what I'm saying, because of the Bears defense. I'm going Bears minus 3 versus Commanders. And it's really based on the two defenses for me. You know what I'm saying? One is really good. One is really not. You know
Really?
So give me the Bears and getting later points, man. I'll get a 3, man. Especially if Mariota is starting. But that'll make it a bit of a iffy pick. But I think the Bears either way win this game because of the defense, the Bears defense, man.
Yeah, if your boy was playing in Washington,
it'd be a tough call, right?
Yeah, I would definitely.
And he may still. They haven't said yet, but it looks like he might be out though.
Yeah, if he play, you better wear a damn flak jacket because the Bears are coming.
Boy, yeah.
You better wear a flak jacket.
I agree. But just go over one more time before we move on. Cardinals, take the points, take the 4.5. Ravens, minus 7. Bears, minus 3. Now, this last topic, it's going to stir up some stuff, but we wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to get into it a little bit, bro, because I've heard some people online talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this is taking out the trash, but we aren't actually taking out trash today. We kind of more asking a question today. You know what I'm saying? About the LeBron James, Bronny James historical moment and the coverage that the media had of it, bro. So I guess the question is for you, bro.
Air quotes, asterisks.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was historical. You know what I'm saying? So I guess my question for you, bro, is the media's coverage of it. Is that trash, bro? The way they covering this thing.
It's so much trash, bro. It is so much. You know who we should be talking about with the Lakers? We should be talking about your boy Connect. That's who we should be talking about. On this team, the rookie that they drafted, who fell in their lap as a blessing.
Man, how did all those GMs make that mistake, bro?
The SEC Player of the Year. He's big enough to play. He's the perfect size to play 3. And bro, he can play some stretch 4.
Guess this, bro. In a league where shooting is a fucking premium.
The story should be how Connect fell into their lap and how they are developing him to be a cog in this offense in today's NBA. That's really what the story should be, man. He can play. He can really put the ball in the hole. He is light years ahead of Bronny on offense. Light years. And he can his skill set.
He should be. You know what I'm saying? He should be. At his age, he should be. That's being fair to Bronny. He should be. You know what I'm saying? They don't want nobody saying, "Oh, Bronny 18 and he should." Right. He's old. Right. He should be.
So the media grinding this out every chance they get. The back end of it, and I'll be short on it. The story is completely fabricated. The entire movement is fabricated. And I know the LeBron fans, they love it just because it's LeBron and LeBron was able to do it. LeBron.
What is it you hate about
it? The thing that I do not like about it is I just value the spirit of competition when we talk about sports, and especially pro sports. I value the spirit of competition over anything. I was upset. I've talked about the rift, or not the rift, but the battle between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Who's the leader of the team? Who's the better player? Jaylen Brown, I keep using this word when I talk about him now. He was unrelenting. He didn't allow them to pigeonhole him as a wing defender when he came into the league. He didn't allow Gordon Hayward to get his spot back when Gordon Hayward went down in year 1 with the Celtics. He wasn't willing to take all the blame when we lost the finals. He talked about the team aspect. He wasn't with Udoka's spit shining Jason Tatum all the time as the best player. He's been unrelenting, and he's won me over. I still don't think he's the best player per se, but he's the best. He is our leader. He's our best leader because Jason Tatum gave that up. I didn't believe giving away a position. I don't believe in giving it up. Win it. Beat me. Be the better player. Be the better leader.
Right.
So when we bring it back to what we have here with LeBron James, his fans think that he wielded his power to get his son. He didn't wield his power. He held the team hostage. He held the Lakers hostage. Don't tell me Bronny was good enough to get drafted because other teams were talking about drafting. Yeah, that was out there. But if you go and you dig deep, you'll have those teams that have been trying to cover it up now and they kind of leaking it out now. What it was there were teams that wanted to draft Bronny, but they were trying to do it to see if they could lure Bron away from the Lakers.
Right.
And the reason why Clutch came out and said, we came out and we told teams not to draft him because LeBron, they left out the part about because LeBron is not going to go to your team. They left that part out.
Right.
So that is the part that I don't like. The boy did not compete in order to get drafted. I know you say it's a 55th pick. Well, the 55th pick is a pick. And there was somebody better than Bronny at 55, but we'll never know who that is. We'll see in the G League because they're going to be at his throat. To do it in the first game, what was the rush? What was the rush to roll this boy out there for 3 minutes just so he could be out there? That's not his dream. It couldn't be his dream to go out there and play 3 minutes in an NBA game and go sit his ass back down on the prime to the end of the game. Couldn't have been. Who dreams to go get in the game for 3 minutes? That ain't nobody's dream, bro. Most cats would rather not even play than go out there for 3 minutes in a game and get one rebound and go sit back down on the bench. So he's living out what his dad wanted that was curated 3 or 4 years ago when he was asked about it. And ever since then, he plotted and planned and strategized, and they made it happen. It wasn't the historical. I like my historical iconic events to be real. Ken Griffey Jr. playing with his dad, that was real. They came up in through the big leagues to make it and play together. That was real. LeBron James taking over the scoring title, that was real. This thing with Bronny, it hadn't been real. It's not real. It goes against the spirit of competition to me. Last thing I'll say, we just saw Scottie Pippen Jr., who didn't get drafted, who was a much better player in college for 3 years than Bronny was, didn't get drafted, made the G League, made the roster in LA through the G League or whatnot, and now he has a contract where he is an official NBA player with the Memphis Grizzlies. That's how you do it. And why didn't you allow Bronny to do it that way? Just because you didn't have to, and that's just wrong to me. That's all.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Because when you brought it up yesterday, when we was going through the rundown or whatever, I thought about it last night. I was like, yes, the coverage of it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like as a fan, it's two parts of it to me. His family's part of it. Like when I sat there watching it, when he got up and they were gonna come in together, and they showed Savannah and his brother. So to me, okay, that's a feel good moment. I could feel good for their family. You know, I could see that pride in them and why it was big for them. But don't try to tell me it's big for me. As an NBA fan, this meant nothing to me. As a sports fan in general, this meant nothing to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't big. It's not something, when 10 years from now, man, you remember when Bronny got in there, you know what I'm saying? Him and Brian, it means nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to.
Because it's not genuine. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was telling one of my other homeboys. I was like, man, it would have meant more if they had sent him to the G League. He went and averaged 18, showed he could shoot the three and play some D, and they brought him up later on in the year when they were making a playoff push.
Yeah,
that would have been a big moment.
Game 50, and he comes in and gets a key steal to seal a win.
And he's a real role player on the team. You know what I'm saying?
I
would have been like, okay, he earned that. You know what I'm saying? That was big. You know what I'm saying? This, like you said, this was Hollywood. For lack of a better term. This was Hollywood. Right.
Entertainment. That long post I made, it was birthed in the bowels of entertainment.
Right. And they do, of course, the Broniacs and everybody else, they do what they do when you disagree with anything they do. Say you hate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
hating. I think it's a beautiful moment for their family.
Yeah.
As a sports fan, this was trash. The coverage of this is trash. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, let me be specific. The coverage of this
The
is trash.
coverage of
You know what I'm saying? The moment
Connect,
for
man,
the family,
Connect
I'm
should be the
fine.
story.
Yes.
Connect.
The
We should be
the
talking
first
about
round pick who might
yeah.
actually help you get where you're trying to go.
We should be talking about Connect taking up all the minutes that Torian Prince left when he was off the team
Right.
and backing up Hachimura garbage ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what we should be.
Yeah.
That's what we. I'll be stop calling it man garbage, but that's what the story should be, man, because he could be a key piece. And I would hate for that to be lost. Well, it is already lost. It's
Yeah,
already lost. We don't talk about it.
it's good and lost, bro.
Yeah, it's already lost. So that's what it is. I think that's the fairest way to put it, and the fairest way to look at it. That it's just too much. It's a fabricated moment, and it shouldn't get that much coverage. And you're trying to force it on us to make us feel good about it, and it's just not. It's not that. It wasn't that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. Like I said, that coverage is trash. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, hopefully now they'll go ahead and send him down where he's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? In the G League. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we don't have to keep going through this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to, because they'll keep talking about him as long as he's sitting on the end of that bench. You know what I'm saying? Which to me, what's the point in it? You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me he's getting better just sitting
Right.
in that bench and not as opposed to going to the G League and actually playing against some competition and getting better. Just my
Yeah.
take on it, you know what I'm saying? You can call us haters if you want, but hey, the boy's supposed to be in the G League. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro.
ASAP.
ASAP, brother. Send him down. Send him
ASAP.
down. But hey, man, again, we appreciate everybody for watching, man. Trash talking with the old heads. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We definitely appreciate it. We need those subscribers. We appreciate it. You can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We appreciate the support and the love, man. Old heads. Greg, have fun, bro. We
Safe
out.
travels, bro. Safe travels. Peace.